Hello, movie lovers, and today I'm going to be reviewing F1. This is going to be a non-spoiler review for F1. But what I have to say about this, guys, is you need to go out and see this movie. And what I mean by that is the wide-angle shot of the races actually makes you feel like you're in this race, and you actually feel like you're part of the audience within F1, within Formula One. And also, too, they have this wide-angle shot. I like how they have like this shot of like you're in a video game where you have player one next to each other and then player two's next to each other. That's what I really liked about it, was the whole entire racing aspect of it. And that's what I think that this film is, but I wish it was more focused on the fact that you have Brad Pitt in this movie. You also have Desmond Idris in this. You also have Javier Bardem. This is also directed by Joseph Kosinski, who actually made the Top Gun Maverick sequel. And I love Top Gun Maverick. I really love that. Was my other favorite movie of the year during that time. And this time Joseph is back, and Brad Pitt plays Sonny Hayes, and you also have Desmond Idris, who plays Joshua Pierce. And the thing is, Brad Pitt is just playing Brad Pitt, but at the same time, though, you're wondering, is he going to be making this comeback like he's supposed to be? Because that's what Javier Bardem does. He winds up trying to recruit Brad Pitt for this F1 Formula race, and basically his brain is like a crap box. And then you have Desmond Idris, who's basically especially the cocky one that how Brad Pitt was back in the heyday, back in his prime. And he's over there smiling for pictures. He's over there posing. And Brad Pitt goes, "What are you posing about? You just placed last place and you're acting like you won a trophy." And, you have that whole entire dynamic of these two smack talking each other inside the restaurant, which I thought was really good. It reminds me of Days of Thunder, but I feel like this movie does things a little bit differently and actually takes time to be able to explain to the audience who doesn't know anything about racing. And by the way, I am not a race car fan or anything like that. I don't watch NASCAR. I don't watch F1. But after watching this makes me want to watch F1, the actual races and stuff. But what I have to say is this: they explain stuff in the rules and the regulations and the tire pressures and different tires and stuff like that. That's what I liked about that. Was it explained to a dummy like me to know what's going on within the racing and how different tires actually affect the cars and stuff like that. So I really liked that. But Brad Pitt's being a snarky butthole like he's supposed to be. You have Joshua Pierce, who's played by Desmond Idris, and they're both just smack talking each other. He's actually cocky, arrogant, and stuff like that. And you do have a transition period where Joshua is actually starting to realize what Sonny is telling him and that he needs to change his ways. And his own cockiness got the better of him later on in the film. But what I wish that they would have done was, I wish they didn't do like the paint by the numbers kind of thing, is allowing a certain character to win while someone of color is actually pushed to the back in a sense, because basically, yeah, you're there to root for Sonny. You're there for the comeback story. But I think the comeback story could have been where he sacrifices himself for his teammate to be able to win a race. And therefore, not only is it a comeback for him to be able to change his ways, change his cockiness, change the way he was back in the day and give him a good reputation, but it also gives Joshua Pierce a chance to rise up like a phoenix from the ashes and to be able to win a race and be someone of color and to be that person to where maybe people of color want to race, maybe they want, and stuff like that. That's one of the main little bit of a takeaway. But I feel like I care about Sonny Hayes, I care about Joshua Pierce, I care about the dynamic. You care about these characters, especially when one scene where Joshua Pierce, something happens to Joshua Pierce, and you're like, oh crap, is he going to make it? Is he going to be alive? You have that moment, and then there's also a moment with Sonny as well. But I wish there was a little bit more a risk factor when it comes down to Sonny Hayes' character. I wish that they wouldn't have stumbled on making something more threatening for Sonny and stuff like that later on within the movie itself. But the dialogue is not that strong. But within the movie itself, if you're there for the races, if you're there to actually feel what it's like to be in an F1 stadium and things like that, this movie is for you. It does its job. It entertains you. My chair was vibrating, for crying out loud, with the sound system. That is how good the sound is and the mixing is for this film. And I'm not even in a deep box seat or anything. I actually feel vibrating, you know? But anyways, that's my review for F1. Go ahead, check it out. Tell me what you guys think. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe button, and always until next time, guys, have a great and safe day. And do not watch this movie on a small screen. I'm going to tell you that right now. Have a great day.